Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I have another one of these turning my £1 Primark sponge into a squishy, and I decided that I would kind of transform this little fish that I got from a set the other day. You would have seen one of the others from this set where I did the kind of pearl one, but I will leave that video in the description down below if you haven't seen my transformation of that sponge yet. So anyway, I took the fish sponge and just kind of cut the top bits of the tail off, and then I went ahead and made a little indent around the very bit that was left, and I just wanted to make like a sort of ring around the top. I'm sure you would have already seen what I have made this into because of the thumbnail. I just really wanted to include this one in the thumbnail because I really liked how it looked, and I figured, you know, I would just do that. But basically I just made the ring to make Pom-Pom Purin's little beret, and I cut off this bit, and it was so funny because I thought it looked like little pants, and I just thought it was really funny. Anyway, I then went ahead and just made a little bobble on the very top of the beret, and I just smoothed it out and kept cutting and cutting and cutting until I was happy with the shape. Once I was completely happy with the shape with one of the tail pieces, I then cut this down and shaped it into an ear-like shape. I then cut it into half, so I had two of these, and I then proceeded to round them out and shape them out a little bit more to make kind of the shape of Pom-Pom Purin's ears. Now, if I was to do this with another piece of memory foam, I probably would have made them a little bit bigger, because as you can see here, they did come out quite small, but I didn't want to use any other foam today, just in case you guys wanted to make this too and didn't have any extra foam. So I realised that there wasn't a lot of space where the little kind of fins or wings were, so I cut them off, and then I just went ahead with some hot glue on a low heat setting. I hot glued all those pieces back into place. I did want to actually hot glue the ears down, but it didn't really stick very well, so yeah, I just kind of skipped that bit, and I just popped the little fins or the wings back onto the squishy with the hot glue also. So once I had the shape all completely done and all complete like I wanted it, I just went ahead and mixed up a puffy paint mixture, just using some white puffy paint, some white PVA glue mixed in, not a lot, probably about a quarter of the amount of puffy paint, and I also popped in some yellow fabric paint also, just to kind of tint the colour as a pale yellow like Pom-Pom Purin is. I actually stabbed a kind of skewer into this, and I painted it on and layered it up and layered it up, and just in case you're wondering how many days that took me, it took me 5 days to get all of that yellow colour, so that's why I haven't got any footage of it. I just decided to paint it off camera and at night time, and oh my goodness, it was a nightmare, but I think it took like 15 layers to completely cover that, so I would probably not recommend you doing this, but you can watch mine just for entertainment. Anyway, with some brown puffy paint just by the brown tulip, I popped this onto the beret and completely covered it in that brown colour. I also then used a paintbrush to kind of really smooth it on and neaten all the edges up, just to kind of make it as neat as possible. It still looked a little bit messy, and I probably should have done a second layer of this, but by the time that I actually decorated this morning, I was kind of sick of seeing this kind of squishy, so I didn't want to do another layer. So I do apologise, and if you think it's messy, I'm really sorry, but in real life, once it's dried, it's not so bad. Like, I'm looking at it right now, and honestly, it doesn't look as bad once it dries. So I then went ahead and just pulled up a picture of Pom-Pom Purin on my phone, and I kind of copied off the face and painted that on with my mini paintbrush. What I then went ahead and did was I took some white puffy paint, and I just went ahead and coloured in the wings, which were also the fish's fins, but I figured that this would make the cutest little angel Pom-Pom Purin, so that's exactly what I went ahead and did. I did used to have an actual angel Pom-Pom Purin plush, so that's where I think I got the idea for this, but you know, what can you do? I don't have it anymore, but I'm pretty sure I used to have like a small keychain and it was an angel. Could be a fairy, but I'm gonna go with an angel because angel sounds cuter. Anyway, I mixed up a darker kind of yellow kind of tinted puffy paint mixture. Again, this was just using the same yellow that I used for the body, mixed in with a little bit brown to kind of give it a darker tint, so it looked like I could paint on like the shadows of the arm and everything and make them look like they were actually there. I then flipped the squishy over and popped on a little tail, and with the same brown that I used for the beret and the little face, I just went ahead and painted on a little star below the tail to make Pom-Pom Purin's butt, because I thought that was funny. Once that was done, my squishy was then complete, and here is what it looks like, all completely dry. Like I said, could have done another layer on the beret, but I didn't, and that's that. I'm really not going to do another layer because I don't want to ever do a squishy layer ever again. Anyway, so as you can see, this squishes really nicely. It is nice and slow rising. Before I put the paint on, there was like no rising to it at all. It just kind of squished down and squished back up because obviously it was just a body washing sponge from Primark that wasn't supposed to be squished. So yeah, I think it's turned out pretty well, to be honest. I really like how it turned out. It's definitely super cute, and it's just going to have a little place on my shelf so I can look at it and think of how long that this took me to do. Because, to be honest, it took me so long. I actually started filming this on the 23rd, and it is now the 28th. So that really is 5 days. 5 days to make this little guy. But look at that butt. It's just so funny. Oh, I love the butt so much. So anyway, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up and let me know down in the comments down below what type of videos you like to see. Maybe you like these Primark ones a bit more, but I don't know, just let me know. Anyway, yeah, I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Bye!